Have you ever noticed how kidnapping cases in movies always end the same way? The police arrive in time. The victim is rescued. The villain is caught. But real life doesn't follow movie rules. In real life, kidnapping is slow. It is quiet. It happens in places we call safe. And most of the time, there is no dramatic rescue. There is only silence. Tonight, you're about to hear 3 kidnapping cases you probably have never heard about. Not because they weren't terrifying, not because they weren't real, but because they were so disturbing that most people prefer to forget them. These are not stories about strangers jumping from dark alleys. These are stories about trust, routine, ordinary moments that turned into nightmares. Each story will take you deeper into the reality of what kidnapping truly looks like when there are no cameras, no heroes, and no happy endings. So lower your lights, put your phone down, and listen carefully, because the most chilling kidnappings are the ones that don't feel like kidnappings at all. Story 1. The Girl Who Never Made It Home. In 2011, 17-year-old Lena Moore lived in a quiet suburban town. The kind of place where parents didn't lock their doors and neighbors waved at each other every morning. Except one Friday. Lena never came out. At first, everyone thought she had simply stayed behind to talk with friends. But 10 minutes passed. Then 20. Then an hour. The school was searched. The bathrooms were empty. The classrooms were locked. Lena's backpack was found inside the art room. Her phone was inside. Her jacket was neatly folded on the chair. It was as if she had planned to come back. Police checked cameras. They saw Lena leaving the school, walking alone. But instead of going toward the parking lot, she turned right, toward the old service road behind the building. That was the last clear image of her. The search began immediately. Volunteers, dogs, helicopters. But no footprints. No blood. No struggle. 3 days later, her phone rang. It was her number, calling her mother. The call lasted 8 seconds. There was no voice, only slow breathing. Then it disconnected. The phone was later found crushed on the side of a highway 40 miles away. Weeks passed, then months, until a truck driver came forward. He said that on the night Lena disappeared, he had seen a girl matching her description standing near a gas station. She looked confused. Lost. But she wasn't asking for help. She was watching the road, like she was waiting for someone. Security footage from the gas station showed a shadowy figure walking behind her, always staying just out of frame. The case took a darker turn when police searched abandoned farm buildings in the area. Inside one, they found a mattress on the floor, chains attached to a beam, a sketch carved into the wall. It was Lena's name. She was never found. But one thing haunted investigators. There were signs that she had been kept alive for weeks, which meant she didn't vanish. She was taken. Story 2. The Friend Who Was Never Real, beginning. In 2004, Aaron Patel, a 22-year-old college student, moved to a new city for university. He was lonely, quiet, eager to make friends. One night, while studying at a coffee shop, a man sat beside him. Friendly, normal, well-spoken. His name was Mark. They talked about classes, music, movies, and within weeks, they were inseparable. Mark introduced Aaron to new places, late-night diners, abandoned rooftops, underground music shows. Aaron trusted him completely. That was the mistake. One evening, Mark suggested a short road trip, just outside the city, a cool abandoned place he wanted to show him. Aaron texted his roommate, back late, with Mark. That was the last message anyone ever received from him. The car was later found parked near an old industrial warehouse. Empty. No sign of a struggle. Police believed Aaron had run away. Until they investigated Mark. They couldn't find him. No last name. No address.
No social media.
No records. Mark didn't exist. And that was when they realized. Aaron hadn't gone missing. He had been groomed. Story 2, The Friend Who Was Never Real, continued. When police realized that Mark had no real identity, the entire case changed. They went back through Aaron's messages, his emails, and his call logs. Every contact with Mark started from the coffee shop's public Wi-Fi. No permanent number. No permanent account. Everything was temporary. It was as if Mark had been designed to disappear. Aaron's roommate told police something unsettling. Mark had never come inside their apartment. He always waited outside. Always stayed near exits. Always controlled where they went. When investigators mapped Aaron's movements over the last 2 months, they found a pattern. Mark had slowly isolated him. He encouraged Aaron to skip classes, to stop talking to his family, to trust only him. Classic grooming behavior. A week after Aaron vanished, police searched the warehouse area again. This time they found a hidden door behind stacked metal sheets. Inside was a small windowless room. There was a chair bolted to the floor. Zip ties scattered around. A broken phone. And blood on the concrete. Not enough to confirm death, but enough to confirm violence. They later discovered something even worse. Another missing person case from a neighboring state had the same pattern. A student. A new friend. A road trip. Gone. The description of the friend was identical to Mark. Same smile. Same voice. Same calm personality. Police believed Mark was not one man, but a network. People trained to recruit, isolate, and deliver victims. Human trafficking. Aaron was never found, but investigators were certain of one thing. He trusted the person who destroyed his life, and that made the kidnapping even more chilling. Story 3. The Child Who Answered the Door. In 1998, 8-year-old Mia Reynolds lived with her parents in a small apartment building. Her parents both worked late shifts. So after school, Mia stayed with her neighbor, Mrs. Dawson, until they returned. One evening, Mrs. Dawson had to leave early for an emergency. Mia insisted she could wait alone for 30 minutes. She had done it before. At 7:42 p.m., the doorbell rang. Mia looked through the peephole. A woman stood there, smiling, holding a clipboard. The woman said, "I'm here from your building office. There's a problem with your water." Mia opened the door. That was the last time anyone saw her alive. Her parents returned at 8:15 p.m. The apartment was quiet. Too quiet. Mia's shoes were still by the door. Her backpack on the chair. The television was still on. But Mia was gone. The building security camera showed a woman leaving with a small child holding her hand. Mia didn't resist. She wasn't crying. She trusted her. The woman was never identified.
No fingerprints.
No vehicle.
No witnesses.
2 years later, a girl matching Mia's age was seen at a bus terminal with a different woman. She avoided eye contact. Her hair was dyed. Her clothes were oversized. When police arrived, the woman vanished into the crowd. The girl was never found. Mia would be an adult today, but somewhere, she might still be alive. And that thought terrified her parents more than death ever could. 3 kidnapping cases. 3 victims. 3 lives taken not by force, but by trust. Lena followed a familiar path. Aaron trusted a friend. Mia opened a door. None of them thought they were in danger. And that is what makes kidnapping so terrifying. It doesn't always look violent. It doesn't always look sudden. Sometimes, it looks normal. So remember, the most chilling kidnappings aren't the ones that happen in dark alleys. They're the ones that happen in daylight.